The GTA real estate market feels frozen right now. Homes are sitting for longer, buyers are hesitating, and sellers are wondering why their neighbors sold for more last year. Which leaves everybody asking the same question: is the market about to get worse? And the truth is, the GTA real estate market is not frozen everywhere. It's frozen when sellers are overpriced and when buyers are waiting for the right moment. And obviously, it's frozen in certain property types where affordability is stretched. So in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly what's happening in the GTA housing market, what buyers need to know, what sellers need to accept, and what I'd be watching out for over the next few months. For those of you who don't know me, welcome to my channel. My name is Keith Uraj, realtor here in Durham region and the GTA. I work with buyers, sellers, landlords, tenants, and people just trying to figure out what to do in this real estate market. And right now, the biggest thing I'm seeing is confusion. Some people think the market's crashing. Some people think prices are about to bounce back. Some people are waiting for lower rates. And some sellers think they're still selling in 2021. The truth is somewhere in the middle. First, let's talk about why the market feels frozen. A lot of buyers are looking, but they're not rushing. They're watching rates, they're watching prices, and they're watching the economy. And because they have more choices, they don't feel the same type of pressure that they once would have in a bidding war market. Now, this is a major shift because a few years ago, buyers had to make these large decisions within 24 hours. Today, buyers can sleep on it, go back for a second showing, include more conditions, and negotiate. The truth is, I love this for buyers. Even though that makes the market feel a little bit slower, doesn't mean dead. So what are the numbers showing? So TRREB, for those of you who are not familiar with that, it's the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. May numbers will be out shortly, but using the April 2026 numbers, showed that GTA sales were up 7% since this time last year. But the average selling price is actually down 4.9% year over year. So activity is improving, but yesterday's price is not today's price. And that's the key point. More people are coming back into the market, but they're coming back very carefully. They're not blindly overpaying. They're not coming in without any conditions. They're not chasing every listing. They're looking for value. And if a home is overpriced, poorly presented, not marketed properly, it's gonna sit. So what does this mean for buyers? So if you're a buyer, this market might actually be better than what you're seeing in the headlines. You'll have more selection, you have more time, you're including your home inspection and finance conditions, very important. And I think most important of all is that you're not gonna have the emotional pressure that you would have had a few years ago. But look, here's a warning. The best homes are still moving. If it's priced well, shows well, and it's in a good location, it's gonna attract a lot of attention. So the mistake is thinking that every seller is desperate. That's not the case. So some people might think that the opportunity is just go out there and lowball everything. In my opinion, that's not the opportunity. The opportunity is being prepared, knowing the numbers, and acting when the right property appears. When you're going out there to buy a home, you should have a clear indication of what market value is for that property. Based on comparable sales in that market, you should know what your ceiling is. And if the sellers are in line with where the market is, that's where deals are made. And what does this mean for sellers? This is not the market where you can just list high and hope. Now, I've had numerous conversations with owners that are looking to sell their home in this market, but in terms of where they want to land price-wise, they're very unrealistic. And our team is in the business of selling properties and giving you results, not setting you up for disappointment. So when you're going on the market, pricing matters right away. You don't want to be the listing that's continuously terminating and dropping their price and chasing the market down. Number two, presentation matters. If buyers are seeing 5 other homes like yours on the market, what makes yours stand out? Those first 2 weeks on the market mean a lot. That's the momentum building phase in your listing. And if you can't attract the right buyers in that time frame, something is not aligned. And in this market, we're seeing that it's typically price. And here are the 3 things that I'm seeing most sellers make mistakes on. 1, they're pricing it based on last year. 2, they're ignoring current competition. You need to be very mindful of what's available for sale in your market as well as what's sold. And 3, a lot of sellers are thinking buyers are going to be overlooking problems. That's not happening right now. So ultimately, both sides are making one clear mistake. Buyers are waiting for perfect certainty, which means lower prices, lower rates, and less competition. And sellers want last year's price, multiple offers, and no conditions. Now, if both sides are waiting for a market that may not exist anymore, that's why it feels frozen. It's not just about rates, it's about expectations. So what do I think happens next? I don't think this is a simple crash story. I think it's a reset story. Probably when this video drops, in a matter of days, it's going to be the next interest rate announcement. So Bank of Canada's policy rate's at 2.25%. Now, if it changes, I've been hearing it's either going to stay the same or increase on the 10th. That's going to affect buyer confidence. CMHC is also expecting Ontario prices to stay under pressure all year, especially in expensive urban markets where inventory is high and sales are muted. So no, if you ask me, we don't see a price explosion for a while, but not every single segment is crashing. Detached home and family areas are much different from investor condos. Durham is different from downtown Toronto. Entry-level homes are different from luxury homes. And good listings are different from overpriced listings. So is this GTA housing market frozen? In many ways, yes. Buyer confidence is cautious. Seller expectations are adjusting finally. And affordability is still a major issue, especially with our unemployment rate right now. But just remember, frozen doesn't mean dead. In this case, it means you need a strategy. If you're buying, buying, you need to know where the opportunities are. If you're selling, you need to know how your home actually compares to today's market. And if you're trying to figure out what this means for you in your specific situation, send me a message. I'll walk you through what's happening in your area, what homes are actually selling for, and whether it makes sense to move now or wait. The people who make the best decisions are the people who actually understand what's happening, not people who just go by the headlines. Dissect it. If you found this video helpful, please like it, comment your thoughts, share with a friend. And I might not have yet, but I'll earn your subscription because I'm going to be dropping weekly videos covering the GTA real estate market, interest rates, buyer and seller strategies, neighborhood breakdowns, and what's actually happening on the ground. My goal is simple and I guess cliche, to help you make smarter real estate decisions and cut through all the noise. I hate that you probably heard that before, but I actually mean it. And if you don't believe me, stay tuned. If there's any topics you'd like me to cover, leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.